are here, Michelle Visage.
We're
and
here.
You got that phone holder that I got. I picked that up. Where did I say? Oh, I got it in San Francisco.
It's really cute.
I have the red one. You have the black one.
Prodigy.
I got two. Just because I love them so much.
Yeah.
What phone holder were you using before?
Well, I had
You had some real trashy New Jersey Shore thing, didn't you?
Well, I'm pretty sure it was a gold charger case. Pretty simple. But yeah, it was a gold case that charged, and it was a gift, and it was really good, but it broke like 2 weeks after I had it.
Because it charges your phone.
Correct, and I need that. So
right.
she, my friend...
Your phone, your battery runs out. See, I'm not a phone person, so my battery never runs out.
Because you don't do all socials and stuff from your phone.
And I don't do social from my phone, and I don't do a bunch of apps.
Correct.
And I don't talk on the phone.
I don't talk. Well, yes, I do. I talk on the phone all the time. Who am I lying to? But I'm texting a lot. I'm doing tons of WhatsApping, FaceTime video, FaceTime audio.
Oh, WhatsApping? You mean the phone thing?
Do you know what WhatsApp is?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because George will call me on it. It's
on
like
WhatsApp.
Facebook, like FaceTime.
It looks like that. Yes. And what's good about it is you can be anywhere in the world and talk for free without using your data or roaming.
And you can call
on Wi-Fi.
Another number that's not an Apple phone.
Correct.
Right,
Anything if you have
FaceTime, you can do that.
Yes.
But
WhatsApp is, mind you, their audio is not as good as FaceTime audio, and you do have to be on Wi-Fi for it, not to cost. But with that said, it's incredible for anybody around the world. So all of my British, Australian, all of those friends do it on WhatsApp.
I see.
And then you can call that way or just text that way, and it's much easier. So I spend a lot of time on that.
Well, my battery never runs out. I charge it every night, and my battery, I'm just not a phone person.
Honey,
I've
I
never
have
really
known you
liked the phone.
Half of my life on this earth, you've never been a phone person.
No, never.
I even think I wrote that in the book too. You've just never been a phone person. So if I need to catch you, I usually email you. Sometimes I'll text, but then it takes a while for you to get back.
But
I'm used to that.
you can call me, and I tell people you can call me anytime. A lot of times, like right now, my phone is on airplane mode because we're recording.
My phone's always on silent. So every time I misplace my phone, which happens 3 times a day, no shit.
Really?
I always forget where I put it because I'll take it with me and I'll put it downstairs or I'll put it in the laundry.
What is that about?
I carry it with me everywhere. I think mostly because my daughters, like they're in school, they're driving. I get crazed that I'm not going to be there if they need me, mostly for the kids. I think when they're in college, bullshit, I'm still going to be the same way.
Yeah.
But maybe when they're married, no.
But are you a losing keys person?
No, I don't lose anything. But the point is I keep it on silent. So every time I put it in a room and can't find it, my husband will go, let's call your phone. I'm like, no, it's on silent. But because we record so much, and to be honest, I think I find the sound of ringing phones irritating and grating. It drives me insane. I feel like, why is your phone not on silent? What do you need to hear it for? You feel it.
Yeah.
What do you need to hear it for? So and I have the disco lights that light up when it rings.
Yeah.
So that's enough too.
Well, you've heard me talk about Simon, producer, is it Cynic? No, it's not Cynic, it's Cynac. That thing he talks about with
the millennials?
With millennials and the cell phone thing. It's really interesting. And if you haven't seen it, it's called Millennials in the Workplace. It's on YouTube. But he talks about the addiction and that the phone getting that validation from a text or whatever releases a dopamine, which is what happens with booze and addictions and gambling.
No, it's
and all that
100% an addiction. That's why when my kids get in trouble, guess what I take away? Take away the phone. I take the computer away.
Does that work?
Yeah, it does work because they need the computer for homework because all the teachers are reliant upon it in high school. They even give them computers at the beginning of the year. In our school system, they're shit computers, but they borrow them and they're responsible for them. No, girl. Are you kidding me? Some Acer bullshit. But the point is, it does get to my kids. It gets to them desperately when I take away their phone because they're not linked to the world. Yeah. But when I did Big Brother, my favorite part about that 35 days was not having anything to worry about in updating in social media. And
35, you were in there for 35 days.
35.
What day in that process did you think, I'm going to go crazy?
None.
I'm going to kill someone.
I was kill someone's a different story. Yeah. But I was in there to play this game.
Right.
And I was actually not even playing a game. I was just being me. If I played a game more, maybe I could have had an opportunity to be in the top 3. But
35 days. So there was no day where you thought, I'm going to break. I can't do it anymore.
Not once. But you know me, I'm a stoic workhorse. If you put me in there and you tell me to focus on the end, I'm focusing on the end. Nothing is going to break me. The one thing that hurt me the most was when I didn't get my kid's letter from home. That was the one thing that broke me.
Did you know that you were going to get wait a minute.
No. So we did it's been 2 years and I'm a woman of a certain age, but we did this thing where whoever had to, there was one room with like Perez and Nadia and a bunch of them in one room. And that was my room with me, Hopkins, Callum. We were all, so whoever pushed the buzzer first got their letter from home. It was that simple. They're fucking with your mind. And Katie and I said, I was going to do it. And Hopkins said, don't. There's something called prisoners, blah, 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 where they think you're going to do something and they don't. So if you don't push it, you're going to get your letter.
If you don't, I don't want to
Right.
say
It was some.
Well, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so you didn't get the letter.
Didn't. My shit went under the water. And I think that they were going to give it to me because she was right. And then they realized how upset I was that they were like, fuck it. We want this from her. We're not going to give it to her.
Right.
So that's what happened.
Yeah.
And that's what really killed me because that was like on day 29. It was like close to the end. Usually letters from home come like towards the middle to the end. Never that late.
Did you ever consider like starting smoking again?
No.
Did you ever consider saying, are there any ho-hos in the house?
No. What I did was watched what the fuck was going on around me because it really was intriguing. It was so interesting. Now, you don't see, I hate to say the edit, but you have to understand that there's 24 hours a day being filmed. Of course, there's editing.
Yeah.
The Big Brother producers have a strong hand in showing the storylines they want. And that's your job as a producer on any reality TV show. That doesn't mean it's better, worse, taken out of context. What it means is this is what they think is going to get the best reaction. Sure. That's how you make a good TV show.
Yeah.
So there was a moment where I was dying. Kavanaugh was getting a haircut. He let Katie Price, cut his hair with like kitchen scissors. It was ridiculous. The haircut was hilarious. They didn't show any of it. I was peeing my pants that he had the balls to sit there. There was no mirror. And he's like, how does it look? And we're like, great. And it was so bad. It was hilarious. And they didn't show it. So there's so many things that you didn't get to see. Like the times that I did stand up to Katie Hopkins. That wasn't part of their plan.
Right.
They wanted the good Katie and the bad Katie against each other in the final. And that's kind of what happened. And you manipulate in that situation, that storyline. So I loved watching everything go on around me.
Didn't one just end? I didn't see it. I saw on Twitter that one had just ended, but I guess there was no interest for me. I think last year I saw maybe half.
You watched a little with Tiffany when she was in
That's
it.
when I watched. That's when I watched. And I didn't see the last few episodes of that.
Everything runs its course. Like, I think that they're trying.
Did you watch this last time?
Yeah, I watched them all. I'm a big fan of the show. Yeah. But I think that this one was done wrong. I think that they thought the All-Stars that they put in there were going to deliver because they put in.
Was this an All-Stars?
Well, it was All-Stars versus New Stars. So they put in Heidi and Spencer. They put in James Jordan, these big powerhouses. But at the end of the day, I think they just went in for their money. They didn't want to be dickheads. They wanted to just get their money, suffer through it, and leave.
Right.
And that's what happened. I think they also tried to make it a sexy house, and that backfired. So they ended up with a 51-year-old woman winning, which makes me super happy. She's one of the loose women, which is like The View.
Yes.
Colleen Nolan, she won. And I know that's not what they weren't going for that because they put Callum back in there with these hot girls, Jasmine Waltz and Chloe and all these kind of Jess, all these sexy girls. And nothing happened. So I think they were, because of the manipulation of what they were trying to force to happen, it didn't work.
Right.
And I love that a woman of a certain age won. I love that.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. So it was a different, I think, outcome than what, and Kim Woodburn, who's, she was the one.
All these names, I don't know any of these people.
But the thing is, you don't have to. This woman is a 75-year-old woman who made her name in the business over there by doing a TV show about cleaning your house. And so she was a house cleaner, right? But she is a woman with an attitude who went in there to let them all. She is hilarious. She's what you would want her to be. Somebody sent you a GIF to your email that I wanted and you forwarded it to me. That was her. And I'll show it to you. But it's hilarious. She came in with one-liners, calling people chicken-livered shits. And she's exactly what you would want her to be. And she was great. But I thought she was going to win all along. She ended up coming in
Well, I just want to get back to the phone thing for a minute because
How did I get off track?
No, we were talking about not having your phone in the Big Brother house.
Right.
But I think it's going to be the end of us. I think it's going to be the end of our civilization.
Well, it definitely gives us
because people don't have restraint. We talked about this before. People don't know how to restrain themselves. Don't have the govern yourself.
Right. Or also too much information for minds that aren't ready for that information. There's a lot of that too. Like I go into doctors and I am so overly educated. They all laugh at me. They're like, that could work for you or against you. Or the fact that I was saying to my husband, this generation, like my daughter's age, both of them, I can guarantee the uptick in ophthalmology and optometry glasses.
Oh, because they're on the phone so much.
Constantly, because even with my glasses on, if I'm on too long, I'm like, ow.
Yeah.
Like it starts to hurt. The headache happens.
When did you have to start wearing glasses?
Not until I was about 36, 37. And I am nearsighted. So that means I can, only see near. Like, so.
I don't know, why do they call it nearsighted? They should say what it is. It's the opposite. It's like, you have to go stage left, madam. It's like, okay.
What does that mean?
Right. That means that when you're standing on stage, you go to your left.
Correct.
And the same with nearsighted. That means you can
see far.
You can see far.
That means you have sight that's near.
Yeah, fuck that.
Right.
You just call it.
I can see far.
I can see far.
Right. So at night, when I noticed it when I was living in New York and I watched the Rockettes Christmas show and I was like, Santa is hella fuzzy in my right eye. Why? And I was doing this like the whole time. So one eye is worse than the other, but my prescription is literally 0.50 and 0.75. It's nothing. But then as I grew older, I noticed that like I'd lay in bed and watch TV at night. This was when I'm in Florida. I don't have a TV anymore in my bedroom. I'd lay back and watch it, and then I'd look down to read a book, and it'd be completely fuzzy. So now I had to switch to the progressives.
It's just the things we, you get older and you accept life on life's terms.
Then you can kind of giggle about it. When did you get reading glasses?
Well, I got reading glasses the first time. I think I was 44. 44, and then
did your mama wear glasses or your
dad?
My
mother always wore glasses. In fact, I think I told you the story. My mother, I did not know that my mother had a glass eye until after she died.
She had a what?
She had a glass motherfucking eye.
And your mother is Sandy Duncan?
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
My mother did not know.
She never took it out.
That's as she was. That's who she was, though. That's the kind of person she was.
How did you not know?
She kept secrets. We knew that something was up with her eye. She would say, "Oh yeah, this eye is
like a lazy eye.
Is a problem with this eye." Did not know it was a glass eye.
You never found it sitting in a cup.
Nope. She was that kind of a person. She wouldn't tell us anything about her past.
Don't you think that's crazy that you didn't know that?
It is crazy.
Wow, that woman could keep a secret.
She keeps secrets, but she also didn't want anybody knowing her business. Because she knew that it could be used against her in some way. And she unfortunately taught me those same things. Young children should not be taught to keep secrets. But we did because, they had this tumultuous divorce when I was 7. They broke up when I was 5. But they were two warring sides. So she made sure when you see your aunts and your uncles or your father, do not tell them what's going on up in this house. Do not say this. Do not. So we were taught at a very early age to not tell, or it could be the social worker. The social worker might come around and say, so what's going on? And you have to put up a brave face and say what you think they want.
Why did you need to have a social worker?
Well, because we were on welfare.
Oh, so they always send one to make sure that everything's up and up.
Yes. So, and it's a terrible thing for a child to grow up with. But in adulthood, especially being in show business, I am very I know exactly what I'm saying when I'm saying it.
Right.
I'm very
deliberate.
Careful. I'm deliberate. I'm very careful about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm keeping the story straight that I don't want this other person to know about.
Do you talk to your dad's side anymore? Anybody?
Not really. First of all, I'm not a very social person.
No, I know. But,
But my cousin Welby we've always been friends. And have you ever met Welby?
I don't think so.
You have met my cousin
How
Welby.
would I meet Welby?
He's just been around. He would be like at the VH1 show.
Welby Parker Jr.?
He's around, but I don't think I see any of the others.
Where Welby live at?
He lives out here in
Does he?
Is it called Brea or Brea?
Brea. Wow.
Yeah. And I saw him a few months ago. He came to lunch with my sister and another childhood friend of my sister's.
That's special.
Yeah.
So Welby's the one you stay in touch with from your daddy's side.
Welby is the one who I've always been around Welby. In fact, in 1977, he's the one that he and I were driving in a 450 SL, black on black in black.
What's an SL?
Mercedes.
Nice.
The two-seater kind. I have that same car.
Oh, the baby one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have that same car in blue with the dark blue top. Anyway.
She's beautiful.
We were driving from Atlanta to San Diego. And when we got to Weatherford, Texas, which is just west of Dallas, the police pulled us over and wanted to see the papers.
Because there were two brown-skinned men driving a Mercedes.
And they wanted to see the papers, ownership.
Plus, you were both kids, weren't you?
He's about 8 years older than me.
So he looked like a man.
Yeah, looked like a man.
Yeah.
And they put him in jail.
What?
And impounded the car.
But you had papers.
We had what was called a I think this is a long time ago,
rolling
40 years
papers
ago.
or car papers?
No, we had I think it was a bank draft.
Right.
We had something that was a temporary something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got to tell you, I'm wearing a pair of cutoff shorts, a singlet, a wife beater,
tank top, yeah.
Yep, a cowboy hat and some cowboy boots.
Oh my God, you're looking like one of the village people.
I look like one of the village people.
What
Michelle.
happened? This is not a town you want to get locked up.
This is 1977.
What happened to you? You didn't go to jail.
I didn't go to jail. So I'm walking around, and this is about 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, my God, Rue. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So I'm walking around this town hall. You know the town in Elvira? It's, the Universal Studios town square.
Yes.
It's in every movie.
Right.
This looked exactly like that. It's a town square in Weatherford, Texas. Well, what happened is...
You're walking with your coochie cutters.
Uh-huh.
All that leg.
Yep. They had to an afro. They had to call wake the judge up, get him to sign off on this thing. I think I had my cousin Doretha, who lives in. Yes, her name is Doretha.
Okay, I was just gonna say. I think I had them for Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Sunday.
they were delicious. Cool Ranch. Doretha had to wire some money. Blah 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 blah. Long story long.
Who was Doretha to Welby?
Doretha is our cousin. Now, we black folks.
Right.
And my father has had 14 brothers and sisters.
Okay.
So Doretha is a cousin. I don't know exactly how.
But you obviously chose Doretha to call.
Yeah, because actually we had seen Doretha when we went through Dallas just then anyway.
Right.
So Doretha came to our rescue and wired money. The judge signed off on the thing and we were on our way.
Why'd your cousin go to jail, but you didn't?
He was driving.
Ah, okay. You're just an accessory.
I was the accessory to the so-called crime.
Right.
Yes. And it was fine. But so Welby and I have always been, close.
Oh, I love that story. I never knew that story.
Yeah, he's lovely. Welby's lovely. But anyway, we're going to take a break. We've got lots of stuff. We got Naya Rivera is coming up on the show.
Yay!
And of course, you all know her from Glee and from
Santana.
Santana, exactly. So we'll be right back after this. It is time for y'all to let your love light shine. If you have a creative side, if you have something you want to show the world, get yourself a website. And it's never been easier to do.
I mean, we've been doing Squarespace for a while, and we want to thank them for being such a loyal supporter of What's the Tea. But I will say this. I've talked early on, but for people that are new, I had to pay a webmaster. Each time I said I wanted to do a content, change the dates. I'm at this club. He's charging me $150 each time I wanted to just change a word.
Oh, my goodness.
With Squarespace, it puts the power back into your hands.
Yeah.
You could create it the way you want it to look and make it your own.
Yeah, sisters are doing it for who?
Themselves.
Yeah, if you want to make your own website and ready to purchase plan, get 10% off with the offer code RU. That's squarespace.com, offer code RU. We are back. We've got Naya Rivera coming. Oh, gosh, she's so gorgeous, so
She's
talented.
kind of perfect.
Yeah, really perfect. So, Michelle,
Rue.
we were talking about the whole phone storyline.
Yeah.
And that I'm not a phone person.
Now, how do you avoid being like a phone person?
Well, the only person who calls me, I get texts from you.
Yes.
George calls me. Randy calls me.
Uh-huh.
PJ calls me.
Hi, PJ.
And I think that's it. And Joelle. But
Right.
Joelle will usually text me.
Right. Unless
that's-
it's urgent.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's pretty much, that's all who calls me.
Because I know you like your social media. You do it in spurts because you like to do it from your laptop.
I do my social media at
From your
my
computer,
laptop
yeah.
early in the morning when I wake up and sometimes in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And then sometimes throughout the day, but
Yeah.
not on my phone.
No, I do it all from the phone, and that's the biggest mistake. And a lot of people are finding this, and me included, and until I brought it into Apple to find out what was happening. All of my daughter's phones would be on like 40%, 60%, and then just die.
Yeah.
And when I brought it into Apple, it took 2 times because there was nothing wrong with the phone. The guy said it's because of people who snap a lot and use Instagram a lot.
Oh.
It kills the battery dead, like mid-track.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting. So we're so technology hungry as a society, but yet the technology can't live up to our hunger.
Oh.
Which is interesting.
Your insatiable
I am
hunger.
Insatiable.
I got to snap.
Insatiable.
I just got to snap right now.
Give me some technology now. Give me more.
No, I don't care. I'm of a certain age,
Right.
and I like looking out the window. I like looking where I'm going,
Right.
walking. I like looking where I'm walking.
But I think we're coming back to that.
I
Maybe
don't
not.
think
Listen,
so.
not the younger kids. Let me preface it by saying, like, my kids would rather have no. Lily, my older one, loves nature. She loves to hike. She loves to go. But I think they'd rather be sitting home on their YouTube, on their this or on their that. But me, I have to tell you, we were up in Mammoth. I mean, me in a ski resort up in Mammoth, and I was.
You did that gay weekend thing?
No, that was Aspen. I went with my family. My husband's Christmas present was a skiing trip to Mammoth. That's all he wanted. So we got a beautiful hotel room in the village.
He knows how to ski?
He does. He grew up in the Midwest.
Would you recommend me going to Mammoth? Is it luxury? Because I'm not going to rough it for anybody.
No, you do not have to rough it. There's Airbnbs up there. But
I'm not going to Airbnb? I'm not going to be sleeping in nobody's house?
No. Okay, so what we stayed in the village, it's called, is they have these 3 different, there's all different levels of luxury. You can go for it. It's nice.
Yeah.
What I loved about it is I'm not skiing no how. See these nails? No.
Yeah.
So Lily likes to snowboard. When Lily was going through her darkest time, David and Lily went on a weekend, and it changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
David saw how much he was needed. David saw how Lily was laughing and smiling again, being with him. So we decided to recreate that
But doesn't
magic.
that make the other daughter feel like, God, just because I'm not depressed, I don't get to go to Mammoth?
We'll get on that in a minute.
Yeah.
But we did. So we all went this time with the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And Lola had no intention of skiing or doing anything. So it actually was a really good time.
Lola's the younger one.
Yes, we bonded.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had more snow that they've ever had on record.
Mm-hmm.
22 feet.
Wait a minute. What?
I'm going to show you a picture.
22 feet of snow.
Of snow, like the week before we went up, which was great because when we were there, we didn't need chains on our cars. Like everything was plowed. It was so, that's Lola on a sidewalk.
That is crazy.
That's on a sidewalk. So you guys, Lola is surrounded by 7-foot-high towers.
And Mammoth is how far from LA? How many miles?
5.5 hours.
5.5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
We walked 3 miles each way.
So is it perpendicular to San Francisco?
That's funny.
I think so.
I mean, you're asking me.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. It's northern. It's
It's
north. Of here.
It's not as north as Yosemite.
Yo, what?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
I heard what you called me.
Uh-huh.
But it's beautiful. So we walked. We went to 3 different thrift stores. We walked. Then we went to the Vaughn's grocery store because I was cooking. I got a place with a kitchen.
Uh-huh.
And
Airbnb.
No, we did a hotel room and it came with a kitchen. And Lola and I looked at each other and we said, the mass transit is free. We got on a bus with all the skiers and snowboarders. Like we did everything, Lola and I, on our own.
Mm-hmm.
There's some really great restaurants there. It's amazing and so beautiful. And they say the summer's just as amazing if you like water sports, not that kind.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not a water skier, all that stuff. But I'm telling you, just walking around and being in the nature, and Lola and I walking 3 miles just to go to a thrift store was so nice and so beautiful. I didn't use my phone at all. I was barely posting.
Wow.
I did Snapchat from the snowmobile because I snowmobiled. And I did really, really well. Like I was proud of myself.
Wow.
It was so beautiful, Rue. I absolutely would recommend doing it. I don't know if you do those things like skiing and stuff.
I would not ski because I do not want to break my legs, my nose, or my arms.
Correct.
And I would do, I do sea-doos and I'll go out, that is really
Isn't that gorgeous?
pretty.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was, I'm showing Rue.
But see, also, my idea of fun is not going to a cold place. My
Mine
idea
neither.
of fun is going to a warm, sunny beach.
Yes, but I am not a beach person. We talked about this about Hawaii because I've never been.
You're not a beach person.
No, because I'm pale as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't take sun.
Well, Madonna wears long sleeve things and she's out. And,
I'm not going in the water. There are critters in there.
Yeah.
No, I saw Jaws. Jaws changed everything for me.
Okay, you're that girl.
I am that girl.
Yeah, but
I'll go
there's
if they
nothing
have
in the water.
Nope, there are. If a fish swims by my leg, I'm done.
Uh-huh.
I'll be like, like that'll be me in the middle of the water. So I can't do it.
Yeah. Would you go on a helicopter trip?
Nope, not gonna happen.
You're not going to do that.
No,
Why? You understand how ridiculous
they
that
crash
is, though.
and burn.
Yeah, everything does. Everything does. Everything.
I'm not gonna zip line. I'm not gonna bungee fucking jump.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk.
But you're not going to ski either, though.
No, I have skied in my life.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I'm not good. I don't enjoy it. So I'll watch my kids do it. Lola had no interest either, which was great.
Right.
So we walked around and do what I do. I excel at, which is shopping
Oh, okay.
and walking.
Yeah.
But it was so gorgeous looking at that. Like,
What shoes did you wear in the snow? Because you wear high shoes. Do you ever wear flat shoes?
yeah, I wore like I had these actual snow boots. They're vegan. They're not like suede or anything, but they're they almost look like duckies. Remember what duckies were?
Vaguely.
I'll show you a picture. But I wore those and they were really, really good.
And you guys drove your own car up there.
We drove our own car.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I went up there in like 74 with my father.
That's a ducky. Remember
oh, yeah.
that?
Those are great, yeah.
Those except with fur. It's like faux fur, like fleece. Absolutely beautiful. Nature is unreal. The people there were really sweet.
How far in advance did you plan the trip?
David probably, since that's what he asked for Christmas, he probably booked it in October or November and got the lift tickets and all that stuff. And if you booked it through them, they ended up getting 10% off because they did it not online. But
Offer
on the phone.
code RU.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it's gorgeous. And if you even there's a fireplace.
Yeah.
I would cook and we just sat back and
Yes,
relaxed.
we're planning. I think we're going to go to Costa Rica next.
I'm dying to go to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
You're going to go to the rainforest.
Rainforest or maybe the beach one. But my dentist, who's going to do my new implants, I'm going to get 2 new implants back here. He just came back from there and he said, don't take the roads. If you're going to go from the elevator, take a helicopter from the airport to the hotel.
Helicopter? Why?
Because the roads are treacherous.
What do you mean?
They're so narrow. And it will take 3 hours to get to the airport, where a helicopter would take just 30 minutes.
Yeah, but aren't they professional drivers?
There are professional drivers. You and I could not drive on those roads.
No, hell no.
But the professional drivers do it. But it's a matter of time is the big issue. So I would helicopter. And I told you this before. Everywhere I go now, I do a helicopter tour because I used to know helicopter.
I am. That's putting my life in somebody else's hands.
Yeah, you know what? I do it every day. Every time I get on this here in
true.
LA,
True.
all these crazy ass people, doing their taxes while driving down the street,
It's
or
true.
doing their
You're
taxes,
right.
or braiding each other's
Why
hair.
are you on Quicken?
Yeah,
You're supposed to be driving.
You're supposed to be driving.
Why are you on Quicken? It's true, and I shouldn't let that. Like I said, I called you when I were talking about going to Hawaii, and then I was like, "Why are we going to Hawaii when I don't like the beach?" And you were saying there's so much more to
it's
do.
just so beautiful.
Right.
It's beautiful
To
and
see the nature.
peaceful.
Same reason I went to Mammoth, and I don't like the snow. And I was so happy and found stuff to do.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll just go. They can helicopter ride, and I'll watch from the bottom.
What you just said reminded me of this LaToya Jackson thing. She said maybe it was on Armed and Famous, but she was talking about, they asked her what her favorite food was. And she said, well, I like sushi, but at the same time, I don't like fish.
I can't. I can't. But that's me. I went for my husband, but I ended up liking it.
Yeah.
I ended up really, really enjoying it.
I venture to say that there are lots of things that you have had fears of before.
Yes.
That you would actually like now.
You're
and
right.
I think that's true about even food. A lot of people say, oh, I don't like Brussels sprouts. It's like, you know what? Try it with a new palate. Every 7 years,
Yes.
your palate changes.
Yes.
Your whole thing changes.
I agree.
So do it.
And I did. And the snowmobiling, let me tell you, down to the end, down to the wire. I was like,
Some
I don't
of
know.
it's fun.
I know, but I was like, I don't know if I can handle this.
You wear a helmet?
I wore a
Yeah.
helmet. I was scared.
Yeah.
And when I got behind, because it's a powerful thing, when I
Uh-huh.
got behind it, I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, love is a powerful thing.
It,
too. Yeah.
and then when I wheel that thing like crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to switch gears for a hot minute
Okay.
because I've been dealing with an issue at my house
Okay.
with skunks who have come underneath my house.
The Nicki Minaj. Well, that was a raccoon, wasn't it?
Was it Nicki Minaj had a raccoon?
No, remember? No, we were talking to Anna Faris, and I was saying that
yeah.
the raccoons were in Nicki Minaj at the Critter
Yes,
World because they're
yes.
like, what? What's good,
Yeah.
skunk? They do not give a
They
shit.
don't care.
Come for me.
They don't care.
I am eating his banana peel.
Yeah. Well, the skunks, the pest control people have come and they put up all these one-way doors. So, because the house is off of the canyon.
Wait, they're getting in the house?
It's off the canyon on a hill, right?
Right.
So they can dig underneath
Do
the
they
dirt.
dig skunks?
Oh, those bitches are ruthless.
Get out.
And they can go underneath the house, right?
And they're setting up shop underneath the
So
house.
I have two who are living under I think she must be pregnant.
Are they paying rent?
They ain't paying. They are squatters, honey.
Oh, no.
But let me tell you what happened. Now I've got these pest control. They're putting these. They've set traps. They do but they have these.
So one-way door. Once they're out, they can't get back in.
They can't get back in.
Got it.
But they've set up more. And I've been calling these pest control people daily because it's like y'all got to get this thing settled.
Because that's a humane way.
Child,
I know.
Don't get me started on humane.
I know.
I ain't stood and know when it comes to. I don't understand how the universe or God or whatever could make this filthy creature. Let me tell you what happened, Michelle.
But they're so cute.
No, they're not. Let me tell you. When I tell you what happened,
Okay.
you'll change your mind.
Okay.
I'm sitting in my dining room on my computer, and I smell something, and it's not them spraying. It's something. I think
It's not skunk spray?
it's not skunk spray.
Yeah.
And I think, is it poop? And then I think, yeah, that's poop. I smell poop.
Uh-huh.
And it's disgusting. What you're thinking, but more.
Okay.
So I get up, I leave from there, and I have to
Because
go.
you're smelling it in your house.
I'm smelling it in my house. They're clearly pooping underneath me, underneath the house,
Okay.
right? So I get up from there and I leave to go run some errands and I could still smell it in my nose. I could still smell it because whatever it was, it attached to my skin
Like
around my
permeated.
nose.
Yeah.
And honey, let me tell you, that was Thursday.
Okay.
Today is Monday.
It doesn't still smell.
It still smells my nose. And I've been scrubbing. I went online and they said,
you poor thing.
I went online to figure out, okay, how do you get it? It must have gotten to my nose hairs. I plucked out all of my nose
Oh my
hairs.
God.
I swear to God.
You sound insane.
I did. It's driven me insane. It's driven me insane.
Okay, so what can we do?
Okay, so I scrubbed. I tried. I went online. It said, if you want to get if you've been sprayed, what you do is you take hydrogen peroxide. What did you call me?
Vinegar.
I took. You're supposed to take hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and Dawn dishwashing liquid.
Okay.
All the comments say Dawn dishwashing liquid.
Okay.
That's what. And you have to
And
wash
put it where?
this is for if your
Been
dog
sprayed.
gets sprayed.
Okay.
You wash your dog twice, and that would do it, right? And all those other things you get at Petco and all those other pet skunk off it. They say that does not work. You have to. That's what takes the smell off. So I tried that on right here under my nose, thinking. Because I'm imagining if you put some luminol on my face, you could probably see the area where I smelt it that came up into my nose.
Like a black light?
Yeah, like a black light or
right.
something. Because I can't get this smell. It's not psychosomatic either. Yours say, oh, must be psychosomatic. No, this is a scent that has permeated to my skin. I've scrubbed. I used a toothbrush and I put like that mixture on. It didn't work. I put on a mask this morning with a exfoliant in there.
You poor thing.
I even took a toothbrush.
You did not shove it up your nose.
And I shoved it up my nose and I scrubbed around in there.
Rue, that's sensitive skin in there.
It is dry. I smell it right now.
As we speak?
As we speak.
Okay.
I smell skunk poo right now.
Now, does your house still smell of it?
It doesn't. The house, if I go, they're clearly, it's this area under the dining room table. When you walk in the house, you cannot smell. I have a very sensitive nose. Last year, when some skunks were in the house, I walk in the house and I smelled lasagna. I smelt lasagna.
Uh-huh.
And I called the pest control people and said, you know what? There's skunks underneath there. And they were. They're not haven't sprayed. They haven't sprayed.
How do we get them out?
That's a very good question.
Now they went on there. They can look under there with a flashlight, yeah, and they could see that they're in there.
They've sealed off all the areas
That they could possibly
last year
get
when
in.
we had the problem. We thought we'd sealed off everything, but clearly there was a tunnel underneath the jacuzzi, under the jacuzzi. They had dug up a tunnel underneath the jacuzzi.
How do you stop them from doing this?
They are ruthless. But first of all, I'm on the canyon. So, and you're on a canyon too, right?
Yeah.
That's they hood.
Right. True.
Meanwhile, they're squatting in my house. The house next door to me is empty. I'm like, motherfucker, get your ass on
Right.
next door.
Go there.
Go over there.
You can live there for free.
For free. Well, they're living in my house for free.
They are, but you're trying to kick them out. You're trying to evict that ass.
I'm trying to evict their ass, and it is just, and Michelle, because I smell it right now,
poor
it's
thing.
all I think about. I think about what I could do to kill these skunks.
I know. I understand.
But
I do.
online, I went online to say,
Is there a way to lure them out?
They go out at night, but
Right.
I think the
freaks
bitch
come
is
out.
up in there.
Yeah.
She's laid
Pregnant?
up in there pregnant.
And he's coming to bring her in.
She's laid up in there pregnant collecting welfare.
Oh, they got to go out.
No, I don't think she has to go out. I think he goes out.
Or she's not pregnant. She has her babies up in there.
That could be the thing. But the guy said they usually have babies in March.
Oh.
So I think she's pregnant.
How can they go under there?
They can. They could take you mean the guys, the
Yes,
pest control
yes.
people.
Could they go in there and get that poop out?
They will get sprayed. They will get sprayed.
So what?
And they'll spray the house. What I've done
It's like
is
put a fucking helmet on and go.
in the vents around the house, I've taken some ammonia in a spray bottle, and I've just said, "Motherfucker, if you're gonna do that to me, I'm gonna spray some ammonia in there because they don't like citrus, they don't like ammonia, they don't like those cakes, those toilet cakes,
Like the urinal cake?
urinal cakes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to get some of those and throw them because
Under the
I
house.
can't get under the house.
No.
because it's sealed up now.
Yeah. Well, even before that, it wasn't so easy to get. It's not like a porch like in the old days when
Right.
kids used to play underneath. Like in New Jersey, we had some of those older houses.
Yes.
That you can get underneath and.
Oh, but honey, the stories, we got to go to break, but the stories online of people who have been terrorized.
Really?
By people who have shot them in the yard and regretted it because even when they
The
die.
whole family comes back?
No, when
Oh.
they die, they release their special sauce.
Oh, my God.
Which, if you've never smelled it up close or in the neighborhood, beyond.
Yeah.
Beyond.
Is the smell of skunk is very, very distinctive.
Mhm.
And up close, or if you've ever had an animal that had a tangle with a
Oh,
skunk.
honey. Have you?
No.
Uh.
Thank God. That's
Yeah.
because my animals don't go. They're not outdoor roaming animals.
No, it happens all the time, all over the place for
Yes.
people. And
Yes.
It is a big
Oh,
problem.
I feel terrible. 'Cause
It's awful.
yeah.
It's awful. But anyway,
But they're still cute.
they
I
are
know you
gorgeous.
hate them, but they're so
They
cute.
are gorgeous.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a break real quick. We'll
Okay.
be right back. Michelle, you know how much I love my therapist.
Oh, honey, could we live without it?
I really couldn't. I love it. I think everybody should have a therapist. And, now everybody can because of Talkspace.
And back in the day when you said, oh my God, I couldn't live without my therapist, it sounds so elitist
Yeah.
and so LA.
Right.
It is now it's just a necessity.
It's a necessity.
Is that-
Everybody needs it's like a commit. Everybody needs a committee to turn to when they're going to make a decision.
Yes.
I heard some girl say something the other day that she made the choice to do something. I thought, didn't anybody stop you?
Right, exactly. Where are these people? Why are they
Right.
not stopping you? Well, now you have somebody. Talkspace. Now you can go to Talkspace.com/Rue or download their app. Then you're going to speak with a Talkspace therapist representative. And that's where you're going to say, I am this person. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. Your goals for therapy, etc. Then you're going to pick a plan and be assigned a therapist that best fits your need. Now, the cool thing is, it's like those moments what Rue was just talking about. Girl, where was your committee?
Yes.
Why did anybody stop you?
Right.
It is as close as texting on your phone.
Brilliant.
It is so smart. Sometimes you're thinking, I don't want to sit in a therapy session for half an hour or an hour. With Talkspace, you don't have to see a professional once a week, but someone's right there at your fingertips to be there for you consistently when you need it, and someone can always talk to you.
I love the idea of being able to text them. That is
Yes.
brilliant because a lot of times these decisions that you have to make, I can really speak English
I got
actually.
you. Decisions.
Are in the moment. They're in the moment where you need someone to say, what do you think about about this.
Yes.
That's why Talkspace is such an important app to have.
And sometimes your friends are at work, they're underground, wherever that they can't get signal. Sometimes it's just a sketchy area.
Sometimes they're in jail.
Sometimes they're in prison.
Yes.
And they don't got their phone.
Right.
Well, with that said, with Talkspace, you don't have to worry about any of that because they get back to you right away. For $30 off your first month, go to Talkspace.com/Rue, or you can download the Talkspace app on the Apple or the Android App Store and use the offer code RU. With Talkspace, just know you are never
alone,
you
honey.
Are not
you
alone.
are not alone.
Hey.
Ooh, yeah. Hey, Michelle, we are back.
Yes.
Those commercials are so funny.
They are, and they're fun.
They're
fun and funny.
We have fun doing it, too.
Yes.
You know?
I love being able to speak openly, like terrestrial radio where you can't talk about what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
You have to do what the boss says.
Oh, my God. For those of you who don't know, Michelle and I did terrestrial radio 20 years ago. Was it 20-something years ago? You did it. You continued to do it.
21 years, 96.
96. And I did it for a couple of years. And then
I think you did it for like 3 years, right?
Michelle continued on. We had a lot of fun, but it's so constricting because you had to, hear all the same songs over and over. When we were there at KTU, the songs were LaBouche, Be My Lover. Amber, which, by the way, is still one of my all-time favorite songs. This is Your Night.
This is your night.
Oh!
In the morning light.
I swear to God, it's top 5 for me.
Oh, it's a great song.
Of pop songs ever in the world.
I agree. LaBouche had some great. Be My Lover was incredible.
But I like Sweet Dreams better than Be My Lover.
Yeah.
We used to call it Beat My Lover.
Beat My Lover.
Yes.
I Love You, Brown Eye.
And Unbreak My Fart. Remember, that was one of the ones.
Or Unbreak My Legs.
Unbreak My Legs. That was one of the ones that we had to play. And see, those kind of stations, it was KTU in New York City, those stations played 8 songs, same 8 songs, over and over, maybe 12
8
on
to
a
10.
good thing.
12 would be 12 is when they got a little more cracked down.
Yeah.
You can't talk as much in Morning Drive.
Right.
Let's play more music. Yeah. It was all that.
It was hard, and after a while, I was like, "This is not fun." See, but the podcast, we get to go motherfucking off.
Okay, what?
What?
Because what?
Yeah,
yeah. But that's the beauty of podcasting. It's also, when it first started, I was so negative about podcasting. I was like, ew, and everybody's like, "This is the future." I'm like, ew, fuck you and your future.
Yeah,
it's all about radio. Radio will never die. Radio is dead.
Yeah. Do you listen to radio?
No, not at all. And I never thought I'd ever turn my back on terrestrial radio. And in a sense, I haven't turned my back.
What about extraterrestrial radio?
That I'll always listen to. But I love, my radio brethren, all the people that are still in it. I think they're great at what they do, but I just don't think.
Are they still making that kind of money?
No. The only one that Elvis Duran and Ryan Seacrest, they are still making that kind of money. There's other ones like Mario Lopez, Valentine. They have some syndicated shows. They're not making that kind of money. That is reserved for Ryan and Elvis. But even then, eventually that's going to die out. Like Kid Craddock in Dallas, he passed away recently, but his show is still going on. That's huge down there. I stay in touch with radio because radio is something that maybe in 10 years I'll do when I want to get out of television, or maybe not. But it's something that I've always loved and I always will love. So I never say I'll never do it again.
Well, it's such a personal connection with the listener because you're directly in their ear and they're living their lives as you talk to them. That's why I love the podcast, because part of the charm of that show, and I think part of its success 20 years ago when we were on KTU, was that we have this relationship.
Yeah.
But it was in these little spurts where we really couldn't do anything.
Right. We get started and then say, and coming up after 4 songs, we're going to tell you the conclusion to that story.
And the worst was, remember we had the Rendezvous song?
Yeah.
Remember the
KTU Rendezvous.
The KTU. Did they do that more than once? Was it just once?
No.
Oh, they continued it on.
Yeah, they'll just name it something else. There's 5 competitions, in radio and all across the country. There's 5 bids on a morning show. They're either calling it the War of the Roses. They're setting up people. Look, it's the same shit over and over.
Well, I remember that rendezvous, the KTU Rendezvous, was the bane of my existence.
Listen at 7:20 in the morning. When you hear the song, be the 103rd caller, and you have the chance to win $103,000. So caller 103, hi, what's your name? Oh, I'm Jan from Greenbrook. Hi, Jan from Greenbrook. What did I win? Did I win $103,000? No, actually, you're qualifying for the $103,000. So we're going to put you on a list, but you're going to get a K2 prize pack. So hang on. Thanks, Jan. So there was that, and it went on for months because $103,000 is a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
So, and then
I wonder what Lynn from Lyndhurst is doing right now.
Oh, Lynn from Lyndhurst and Marvin Lynch.
And
Scotty.
Scotty, watching Scotty grow. I see Scotty from time to time in New York.
Do you?
He grew up to be a man,
Yeah. Well, that's what happens usually.
Yes.
We've had some great listeners over the years.
He was 14 when he was calling in.
A baby.
Yes, calling in.
Baby.
And
was he from Baldwin, Long Island?
I don't remember. I thought maybe he was from upstate. Is Baldwin upstate?
Is Baldwin, New York? I thought that was Long Island.
I don't remember where he was from, but remember he came to the VH1 show with his twin brother.
Yeah.
And so I still communicate with him from time to time.
He was a sweetie. But there's a whole bunch of radio people that I still talk to that I love.
You're kidding me.
No.
What about your friend? What's his name? Start with a V. Was it Victor or Hugo? Wait a minute. Not Victor. Hugo. He wrote something.
He wrote a lot.
Right.
Yes.
You had a friend named Victor. Was it Victor Ruiz?
Nope.
Wait, okay, so who was your friend? A Latin guy, Latin gay guy, Ivan?
Oh, yeah, I still talk to Ivan.
You still talk to
No,
Ivan?
Ivan's not in radio.
See, wait a minute. Stop for a minute.
He's the social worker.
You know how my brain works.
Yeah.
Ivan, I-V.
Victor.
Yeah, Victor.
Yeah.
See, that's my brain
You're thinking
did
of
that.
Vic Latino. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but no. I still talk to Goomba Johnny from the radio.
Uh-huh.
Lewis, who was my producer when I went to do Mix 1027.
In New York,
and,
yeah.
you know, some of the other ones, Tracy.
Is Efren Cifuentes still doing radio?
He's not that I know of, but he's in Northern California, where he's from. He's an amazing talent on the radio.
Yeah.
He should be working more. The thing is, radio doesn't pay what it used to, and they want to go younger. They're making a big fucking mistake because no young kids listen to radio.
Right.
They think that when they get in the car, the mom's going to turn on Kiss FM to listen to this crazy thing that Ryan's going to do, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
When they get in the car, the parents are going to go, the kids are going to say, oh, I want to listen to my YouTube. I want to look at my Instagram. They're not listening to the radio.
Right.
I want silence in the car.
Yeah.
And when I'm not, I'm listening to Broadway show tunes, either on Sirius XM or on my telephone. And that's the honest God truth. Or I'm listening to podcasts. I subscribe to hundreds of them. So when I walk, when I work out, when I run, I listen to podcasts if I'm in that mood. It really depends.
George is on this big podcast kick where he will download it. And apparently, and I've never done this, it's music for the gym, for cardio. You can speed up the track. You can speed it up very fast.
On a podcast?
On a podcast,
No idea.
You can download a DJ mix.
Oh my God, that's so
podcast
cool.
And speed it up faster because he likes really, really fast music.
And I know you have a lot. You have a lot of that
I do my
too.
own. I will listen to my own music. Not my own, the music I make, but
your own mixes.
My own playlist.
Yeah, because you've impregnated my iPod before. But for me, I
But I will not pay child support for that.
No, you don't ever have to. I won't hold you responsible. I'm saying it here.
Yeah.
Everybody's witnessing. I don't listen to, and it's a shocker, I don't listen to Broadway show tunes when I work out.
What?
I know, but when I work out, I don't like music. When I work out, I like watching and hearing. So like I'm just about finished with Mad Men, and then I'm going to go into Black Mirror. And my obsession at the moment, I've seen every episode, is Schitt's Creek.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
My God.
I love it too. I've seen 3 episodes of
season 1,
and then on terrestrial television.
Yeah,
is that a thing?
I think so.
I guess. Back when I had cable
regular TV,
yeah.
right?
I'd seen a few episodes of season 2.
There's nobody more talented than Catherine O'Hara,
right?
Who is
Boreal.
I don't even have the words.
You don't. There are no words.
And Eugene Levy as well. His son is the star of that show.
He's so sexy.
Oh
too. My God.
Real, literally my obsession.
Yeah. What's his name?
Dan Levy.
Dan Levy. Yeah.
So, and by the way,
Levy.
no, it's Levy. Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy.
That Dan Levy's Eugene's son, and their daughter's in that too. She plays the waitress.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's his real life daughter as well.
Oh, the waitress?
Mm-hmm.
Who's so nice and
yes, that's his daughter.
Pollyanna?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's his daughter. It's a Canadian TV show.
Yeah.
It's written by Dan and Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
Dan Levy is my superhero at the time. The character is so brilliant that he's creating this pansexual who's like, everything's like, so it's just, I can't tell you enough how this show will just take you out for 30 minutes, check you out of reality, and who could forget what's his face? Chris. I want to say Christopher Lilly. It's not him.
Yeah. Oh, his father, Bob.
Chris.
From
the Under the Stairs and the. I've seen the Cabin Boy.
Yeah.
Help me, Chris Elliott.
Yeah. Yes.
Get a Life was one of my favorites. I have it on DVD.
Right.
I just think he's so twisted and he's so good on this show too.
Yeah. I just love how the people from SCTV have sort of continued to work together like that.
Yep.
Did you watch SCTV?
Yes, I did.
What was that? What does SCTV stand for?
I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. But
no, I'll look it up.
It was Eugene Levy. It was Catherine O'Hara. It was Andrea Martin. It was Dave.
And Andrea Martin does a lot of Broadway stuff. She's amazing.
Yeah. Dave,
Second City.
Yeah,
we should have known that. It was SCTV, isn't that Chicago?
That's what Second City is, but but SCTV was in
Canadian.
Toronto.
It was Canadian. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
John Candy,
John Candy was on that.
Andrea Martin, Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy, Dave Thomas, Joe Flaherty, Rick Moranis, Harold Ramis. Of course, this is where Ghostbusters was born.
Yeah, so all those people have continued to work together, which is so brilliant.
Tony Rosato and Robin Duke, yeah. Brilliant. I remember it as a kid not understanding it, but thinking, this is really stupid. I actually am laughing.
I'll never forget Catherine O'Hara. She had a character that was a takeoff on Joey Heatherton. And she was sort of an blonde, a bubble-headed blonde.
Right.
And she'd say, I want to have your child.
Well, my favorite thing, what really sucked me in, besides Dan Levy's face, was the first episode. And I found out about it from Ivy Winters. She told me about it. I sat down, I watched it, and there's a scene where, if you don't know what it's about, it's Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara are married, and they're billionaires. And they basically were the victims of a Ponzi scheme where they lost everything. And all they have left is a town that Eugene Levy bought for his son, thinking it was funny, and the town is called Schitt's Creek. Schitts. So there's a moment where they're going through Catherine O'Hara's wigs. Did you see it?
Yeah.
And she's like, you can't put Sandra with Janice. They hate each other. She like names them all, and her fashion, her wigs. She's a drag queen. It's
total.
Unbelievable.
What a career. What a storied career. Now, if you don't know who we're talking about, a lot of people know her as the mom in Home Alone.
Yes.
Actually, she, on my latest obsession, which is 30 Rock, she plays Kenneth's mom.
She's on it too.
She does 1 or 2 episodes where she's Kenneth the Page's mom. So anyway, we're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be right back with Naya Rivera.
Yes.
You know, Michelle, one of the great things about the 21st century is the ease through technology.
Are we in the 21st century?
We're in the 21st century, and with the real benefit, really, is what technology has done in our lifetimes, what one can do on their own. Like Squarespace is a perfect example of that. Being able to create your own website on your own, which used to take sometimes thousands of dollars.
Sometimes you started at thousands of dollars.
Yes, with a webmaster to do your thing.
And then if you wanted Flash, forget it.
Yeah, and if you would be beholden to them to make any changes. Well, Squarespace has changed all of that. In fact, our listeners have let us know how much it has changed with Squarespace. It's so simple to use. So many gorgeous templates. In fact, we get so many fabulous letters from our listeners at RuPaulPodcast@gmail.com about their fabulous Squarespace experiences. You got a letter there?
I do. I got from Karen. My name is Karen Dodge, and I'm a makeup artist from Cleveland, Ohio. I love Cleveland. What a great city. I'm a huge fan of all things Ru and love listening to What's a Tea. I recently started my business, Cleveland Makeup Artistry, which is clevelandmakeupartistry.com, which offers in-studio and on-location makeup services to the Cleveland area. I built a starter website for my business, and I was extremely frustrated with the website building company that I was using. Could not figure out how to change simple formatting, and customer service was always unavailable, and I'm willing to help. Sidebar, I hate that, Karen. I hate that. So glad you came over. So when it came time to relaunch my website, I had to take your recommendation to give Squarespace a try. I have to say, I absolutely love Squarespace. They make it so easy to build a professional-looking website that showcases her portfolio, services, the team. If you have a question, a Squarespace customer service expert's available 24/7 to chat. And she even offered the promo code RU and got her 10% off when she signed up. So thank you.
That is amazing. And that's the thing about Squarespace. It's intuitive to creative people. It actually flows with how we think.
And that's why they understand us, customer service there.
It's amazing. Hey, guys, we want to see your website. We want to see your Squarespace website. Send us an email at RuPaulPodcast@gmail.com and tell us all about your beautiful Squarespace experience. Naya Rivera is here. She's got a new book called Sorry Not Sorry.
Oh, sorry, not sorry.
What did you learn about yourself through the process of writing this book?
Oh, man. What haven't I learned about myself? Well, I learned that I've lived a lot.
Because you're a young kid. You're a young kid.
For being 29, I have lived a lot, and I have a lot of experiences, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to write the book in the first place. People are probably like, why is she writing a memoir? She's like 29. I've been working in this industry for such a long time that, I have really cool stories. I think about working with Red Foxx and Della Reese.
Wait a minute. You worked on Royal Family?
Yeah, I was the granddaughter.
You
passed
are kidding.
on that show.
He passed on that show. That's right.
In front of me.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Red Foxx, the great Red Foxx, had a heart attack while filming the sitcom Royal. It was called Royal
Family.
What?
Yeah.
On the set.
On the set.
And you were there. And how old were you?
5.
Oh my God, and you remember it.
Goodness.
We were rehearsing and he just like slumped over and fell on the ground. And I was like, I didn't really understand what was going on. But then, things happened and everybody started, obviously realizing that it wasn't a shtick.
Right.
Which he always did.
I was going to say, because with him, you never know, right?
Yeah, and they thought he was just kidding.
On Sanford
and Son, he said, I'm coming to meet you, Elizabeth. I'm coming to join you.
Isn't that ironic?
That's great. Was that your first job?
That was my first series regular job, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So, and then what was your next job after that?
I did some guest spots on like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and not Royal Family. Family Matters.
Family Matters.
I played Little Richie's like love interest.
Oh, Little Richie! Remember the kid who got no lines ever?
Right.
The little.
I'm saying right, but I've never seen
the
that
little
show. I knew
light-skinned
Urkel.
sibling. Yeah.
I knew Urkel. I've
The other
seen.
one.
I know what it is. I've never seen that show. During that period of time in my life, I was probably in a K-hole in a club.
Probably. Little Richie thought he was Michael Jackson.
Oh.
He did.
Remember?
I had a giant crush on him because I thought he looked like Michael Jackson.
Because he had the curls.
Yeah.
He'd wear the
He
long
danced.
gloves.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
good. He was like light skinned, but like, are you black? Like,
Yes.
it was
He had all
good.
that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you were the love interest.
I was the love interest.
Was Steve Stefan at that time?
No, he was still regular old Urkel.
Uh-huh. Right. Now, having been in the business for so long, what's the biggest challenge? I'm going to preface this by saying, for me, the biggest challenge is staying interested in doing it. What's your biggest challenge in this business?
I would probably agree with you on the acting front. Because I do, I also sang, and so that's a big.
Can you bake a
passion
cherry
of mine.
pie?
Girl. Yes. From scratch.
Oh my goodness.
But I agree with you. I mean, sometimes you get like, well, I also get like discouraged a lot,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like with the auditioning process and, being like, multicultural and a female and pretty.
Yes.
Like it's all really hard sometimes. And you're like, oh God, like they're sending me these roles and I'm clearly not going to get it. I'm not right for it.
Yeah.
How do I stay, in the game?
Right.
And so that's.
Well, let's clarify that. So it's not like it's so hard being pretty. I think what you're saying is out there's a lot of great roles, but because you're an attractive woman and you're known for being a pretty girl, they don't allow you to have the kind of breadth to prove your worth in that role.
I mean, absolutely. I can't still like, now glaze over. And I'm back to auditioning, which is so crazy because I've been auditioned in like 8 years or something. And so being right back there is, like a mind warp in itself. But I've gone on like probably 4 or 5 things that I've like tested for, like network tested, which means like, you get to the end and you could be the choice or someone else. So it's like 50-50. My feedback every time, and I'm not kidding you, has been, oh, she's just too pretty. And I'm like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. I go, that's not feedback.
Right.
Like, talk about my performance.
Right.
Talk about anything, like, constructive that I can now go and do better. Like, it's just the stupidest.
Because when they say that, they're really talking about the audience's ability to believe that you can be this character, right? Because now other women in your position, what they do is they take control and they create projects for themselves to star in. What is your dream project? As I look at you, I'm thinking of so many roles that you could play, biopics of women who are, beautiful and sing and dance. And that would be what I would think you'd be doing,
Irene Cara biopic.
Oh, I
Right?
love that.
She'd be
Yeah,
a
do you know
perfect-
who? Irene Cara?
No, who's that?
You know
From
who
Fame,
sang
the
what
original
a
Fame?
what a feeling, Flashdance?
Okay.
Fucks
Yes,
when there's nothing.
And out he.
Yeah. And fame, there I'm gonna live forever.
Yeah.
Irene Cara. Now she does have an interesting story.
Oh, no, she does.
A really interesting
and
story.
she'd be perfect.
She'd be perfect for that.
Making
Is
it out of
that
it.
Yes.
is that the solution? I mean, when you've had meetings with people, your life coach, your managers, is that the solution to this issue?
I mean, totally. And like I said, we're talking about writing, so I do love to write, and things like that have always come up. But I mean, to answer your question, I guess dream job, I would want to do something not scripted.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I was actually just talking to Ross earlier about this. I think like if I could have a show like Chelsea Handler, like that would be awesome.
Right.
That would be like epitome.
Sure, you could.
I mean, we'll see.
Make it
I'm
happen.
sure you could.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
So, yeah, but I mean, you'd have to be willing to go to that place where television, late night television is gone, which is kind of raunchy, kind of cross that line.
And once you cross that line,
There's no going back.
That's the problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially as an actor.
As
That's
an
the
actor.
problem.
Yeah.
That's the
Right.
problem.
Now, what, you don't, dream role.
Okay. I'm drawing a blank right now.
I draw blanks all the
No,
time. If you look at a movie and you go, "Oh my God, I could have done that," what would be the first one? That
No,
comes
it's
to
I want to play somebody in a biopic.
Yeah.
But I'm drawing a blank on her name right now.
Okay, I have an idea. Now, this is risky. You may be too young actually for this, but back in the 70s and early 80s, there was a huge porn star called Vanessa Del Rio.
Okay.
And she's kind of forgotten, and she was a superstar.
New
Do you
York
remember?
legend.
A New York legend. She it wouldn't be the sex part of her story. It would be the other part of her story, like how she
Puerto
came
Rican
to
too, right?
she's Puerto
Yeah, yeah,
Rican,
yeah.
Okay.
how she came to terms with her image, or I mean, there's something there. And then there's also maybe Cheetah Rivera would be a
She's
great
the ultimate idol.
a great story. What do you see her doing, Michelle?
I mean, Irene Cara was the first thing that came to my mind
Yeah.
because she sings, and then there's the writing, and then there's the acting thing.
Yeah.
And Irene had a struggle and
Yeah.
she's still alive, but
Yeah.
had a great story.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me this. Have you done an audiobook of Sorry Not Sorry?
I'm supposed to record it like next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
And you're going to use your own voice?
Yes.
No, she's gonna do it
Yes.
like
No, some people. Oh, I thought you meant like, am I gonna have someone else
Naya
do it?
Rivera.
Oh no, I know. No, I'm gonna just like sit. I'm gonna sit there, just like smoke, and be like, so this one time when I was 5,
exactly.
Let me tell you, Red Fox.
slumped over, fucking died, just died.
Let me tell you about Della Reese. No, who else was on Royal Family?
Tate Lorenz.
Really?
Yeah, he played my brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the book. So I asked you about what did you learn about yourself. Is there anybody who reads the book who are they going to be mad about certain stories that you're telling in it?
No, I made sure to call everybody, and as I was writing it, I'd send over the chapter or the paragraph or whatever, and be like, "Are you okay with this? Are you sure?"
Are you embarrassed by
was.
anything in the book?
I'm not embarrassed by anything in the book, but I am nervous to just like have the
Reveal
world
so much.
know
Yeah.
so much about me. But, I'm like, if it can help one person somewhere
Yeah.
that's gone through it too, then cool.
Did you
Yeah.
grow up out here?
I did.
I native.
Born and raised in L.A.?
Yeah, I was born in Santa Monica, and then I grew up basically in Valencia.
Wow.
And tell me about your parents, because I know you're multiracial, which is so I think everyone should be multiracial.
They're like
Well,
the
some of us
prettiest
aren't
people.
lucky.
Well, so,
Some of us have to fake it,
yeah.
which I do every day.
I think multiracial babies are the most beautiful babies in the world.
I cannot disagree.
Is it great? And you have a baby.
I do. He's going to be 1 in September.
That was
September
just-
what?
17th.
Oh, so he's a Virgo?
He's a Virgo.
I live for Virgos.
He's a Virgo.
Thank you.
And what's your astrological sign?
Capricorn.
Yay,
Oh,
that's a
perfect.
match.
You mean Capricorn?
Yeah, Capricorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're Capricorn. And are you guys compatible?
Me and my son.
Yeah.
I hope so. So far, so good.
Yeah. What is he like?
Oh, he's so cute.
Is he smart?
He's barely
He's
one.
so smart. He's walking.
Yeah.
He
Is he
loves
drive-
to
is he
read.
driver's license
He's
yet?
my designated driver.
What college
Picks me
is he
up from
going to?
bars, and he's going to UCLA. Freaking
He's a
freak
Bruin.
of nature.
All right.
No, look at. Can you
Let me
see
see.
that? Little
Oh, look at
face?
that child! Look at that child!
Can you
Oh,
see?
look at that!
And he's like multiracial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's all up inside of him?
Well, my husband's just white.
Uh huh.
Okay, just
Yeah.
white has background to Naya.
No, I know. It was like all the
English, Scottish,
Europeans.
German. Yeah.
Yeah, and then mixed with my German, and so we had to like figure it out. But yeah,
Yeah. Do you miss Glee? You miss performing on Glee?
I miss performing. Yeah, I do. That's the one thing about Glee that I'm like, oh.
Because how far in advance would you record?
That's what I want to
You were going to
know.
ask that.
How far in advance do you get to know the songs? Because like I cannot learn a song in a week. Did you guys have to do that, or did you get all in advance?
No, like sometimes you get it like the day before.
What do you do in that situation?
Fake it till you
Got it.
make
Yes.
it.
What's your favorite song to sing on Glee?
Oh man,
How many songs? You must have sung thousands of songs.
Yeah, I think it was. Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. But
And then there was the tour.
The tour.
don't forget the tour.
Did you do the tour?
Yeah, I did both of them. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And what songs did you do on the tour?
They had a different set list for each one. But I did Valerie, and God, I can't even remember. I
Winehouse
blocked it
Valerie.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I remember that was the big one that like everybody loved.
Now, I know that you have a song called Sorry Not Sorry. Is that just a single or is it on an album?
That was just a single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You going to do any more music?
You know, I would love to, but it's just like trying to figure out in what capacity and that I can do that, you know, because I feel like I got so turned off of like the industry of it all while being on Glee that, you know, if I do it now, I just want to do it because I love it.
What about Broadway?
I would do Broadway.
You know, let me tell you something. What I'm getting from you is that you are entering the Saturn Returns part of your life. And it is, you know what it's like, and I've said this many times here on this podcast. It's like when Dorothy finally gets to Oz, to the Emerald City, looks behind the curtain and goes, oh my God, you're the wizard? And you have to, at that point, you have to sit back for a second and recalibrate your trajectory. And then you'll land right where you need to be.
Totally.
But just honestly, and I tell this to kids all the time who are going through this period, it's about perseverance. You dig your feet in, you do whatever it takes to maintain your spot, and it will pass. Because the sun is always shining. Sometimes there are clouds, sometimes there's rain.
Amen.
But that's what I'm sensing. And don't succumb to and it gets discouraging. And everyone has to go through it to become, because ultimately when you pass that period, you have muscles of steel.
But that's what you're
Amen.
talking about, keeping interested. That's
Yes.
exactly
Amen.
what
Staying
you're
interested.
sticking
Yeah.
through
I mean,
that.
and listen, like this is something that's not new to me, and I've been doing and going through forever. So I'm like, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Do you have a spiritual practice? Like, do you have a life coach? Do you meditate? Do you pray?
I'm Christian, so I pray. I definitely pray, and I talk about God and my relationship with God a lot in the book.
Yeah. Wow. Have you ever meditated?
I have. I meditated a lot while I was pregnant, and I think that's one of the reasons why JoJo is so great.
His name is JoJo?
His name is Josie.
I love
call
the
him
name.
JoJo.
It's so endearing.
Endearing and loving and happy.
And happy. You want to say JoJo.
And I want to hang out with a JoJo.
I see JoJo. I can't look. How many times have I said it so far?
JoJo, listen.
JoJo. Bring me my pocketbook, JoJo.
That's why that kid's show JoJo Circus was so popular. I really think as a lead name was JoJo. My kids love
JoJo Circus?
JoJo Circus. You should try to find it on DVD.
I gotta
You
What
love
is
it.
JoJo Circus?
It was an old Disney show,
Yeah.
like the Clubhouse Disney, like the really little ones.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Moms understand that talk right
Yeah.
there.
You gonna have more kids?
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I'm not saying no.
Yeah. Now, do you know who the father of JoJo is?
I think so.
You think?
If you can find the father of my children, let me know. Because I know he's out there somewhere.
Well, Naya Rivera, you are a delight.
Thank you so
are
much.
beautiful.
Thank
and I
you.
just see so much for you. You are a star.
Thank you.
You are, and you know what? This business, I'm gonna leave you with this. You've always been taken care of. You've always been taken care of. And never, ever doubt that your star or that your brightness will ever diminish. Your biggest challenge, like I said, is staying interested. Because there have been times that I've taken some time away from it and come back to it. I'm lucky enough to have, given another chance. But I had been very discouraged before. I just wasn't interested.
It's easy to.
It's very easy to do that. So the book is called Sorry Not Sorry.
Hashtag. You have to say it that way.
Yeah, you have to say it that way.
I'm from LA.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's in bookstores now, and hey, you could probably go to audible.com and get the audio book of it, and which is a great way to fall asleep. I mean, you hit to read the book.
It's also a great way to drive.
It's a great way
Yeah.
to drive.
Yeah.
But I like to do audiobooks to go to sleep because my brain keeps working. And it takes me maybe a year to get through a
I was
whole
like,
book.
you buy that shit? Because
Yeah.
then it didn't work. I still haven't learned Spanish and Italian and everything else.
Right. Well, thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and good luck with everything.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Naya.
Bye.
Can I get up now?
Yeah.
Can I get an amen? If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
And don't forget to subscribe
an
on
amen?
iTunes.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Amen.